of the things that we have learned about children with chromosome 22q11.2 deletion syndrome in our research and clinical interactions is their tendency to ask the same question again and again and again. Now, this is something that all little children will do. Everyone's familiar with the "when are we going to get their" question from the back of the car. Children with 22q11.2 deletion syndrome will tend to ask questions more frequently than is true for other children their age. And there are several reasons why this is the case. One of them is that we know they have poor inhibitory skills, and that's something that's rather hard to actually intervene with and adjust. So being aware of that is just a helpful thing to know. The other is that they're often very anxious, and being anxious means that they try to control their environment, and searching for information about their environment is one reason that you'll get that question again and again. But another aspect of children with a deletion is that they also have rather poor time perception. That's something that we know very much from our research studies. So when you put these three things together, the need for new information because of anxiety, the reduced ability to inhibit behaviors that they know they shouldn't do but have a hard time holding back, and the inability to understand how much time has passed from one question to another will lead to this manifestation of that frequent questioning again and again and again. So understand that they're not trying to annoy you. There are several impairments here that lead them to feel the need to ask the question again and again. So what kinds of things might one do to help control this behavior? Well, we do know that it's rather difficult to find ways to practice or improve inhibitory skills. That's something that many people are working on right now, but there is not a good evidence-based method yet that's really shown considerable success in enhancing what we call executive function or cognitive control skills. However, we do know that concrete or really external obvious science can help with that. And parents are some of the most creative people in coming up with these solutions. One mom was getting the question frequently, when are we leaving to go on a trip? And she came up with a wonderful idea of making a paper chain of a whole bunch of links of paper, like one used to do at Christmas time, and have the child break one of those off every day. And so she was able to count out the number of days and then take one off, and then the next day could count. And every time the question came up, she could actually go back to that link of pieces of paper and count them out. So that was a wonderful kind of solution. You might find something like that that worked for you, your child, and your family. Another one is that the anxiety is a well understood phenomenon, and there are very many clinically validated evidence-based treatments for anxiety, which we've often talked about in some of our presentations and other consultations with the family. Talking to your child's pediatrician about anxiety and evidence-based treatments for that is a great way to start. Time perception is rather a harder one because that's not something that anyone really has developed evidence-based interventions for yet. That is actually something that we're working on very hard in our lab here at the Mind Institute right now, and we hope to have some information on that in the future. That's actually in the form of a video game that we're developing that we hope will actually be an intervention for that. But for now, this information perhaps about the causes of repetitive questioning might be of some help and will allow you to think about creative ways to control the behavior, or at least understand where it's coming from, so maybe you don't feel so stressed when you hear it all the time.